Hey guys, this is Tonisha Fanchon with All the Preacher's Wives. We need you. 20 ladies with 20 stories. It's going to be so epic, this book, to help other ladies that are coming into the ministry, that are going to be marrying into the ministry. They need you. We need your stories. Contact me at allthepreacherswives.com or hit me on the ground at allthepreacherswives. DM me. We need you ladies. Let's go. Hey guys, this is Tonisha Fanchon with All the Preacher's Wives Anthology, and today we have another interview. Our next writer is ready to give us just a little snippet of what we're going to be reading in the anthology. But don't forget, we still need you. We have a couple more slots available. Register so we can hear your story as well.
Get ready for All the Preacher's Wives, an anthology and celebration weekend hosted by Tonisha Fanchon, November 11th through the 13th. It's a peek behind the curtain of being a pastor's wife. We are looking for 20 pastors' wives to share their story. So if you are a pastor's wife who is interested in contributing to the book and joining us for the celebration weekend, contact us now at www.allthepreacherswives.com. Space unlimited. Again, www.allthepreacherswives.com.
Hey, so today we have Coach Krystal Henry. How are you today, Krystal?
Excellent.
I'm so excited to hear a little bit of your story. Just a little bit. We'll read more about it in the book. So we can just start off wherever you want to start off. Why are you interested in being a part of All the Preacher's Wives?
Well, I've been a pastor's wife for 22 years. And it's time for people to know the faces, the stories behind the hats, behind the bling, on top of those heels. And they don't really understand the hills that we have to climb as first ladies.
Yeah, wow. I've heard so many young ladies in particular. I'm a little older now, but down in my younger years, I heard a lot of young ladies in the church really aspiring to be a pastor's wife. And they were all excited, I'm going to find me this man and he's going to be a pastor. I'm going to be wearing the hat like you talked about, the heels and dressed up. I'm going to be on the front row or, all the glamour of it. But give us something that maybe a pastor's wife wouldn't, or a potential pastor's wife maybe wouldn't think about, that they maybe should be prepared for.
You need to pray. You need to be a prayer warrior. And many people don't think that being a pastor's wife is a calling. If you know that pastor is your soulmate and you are his rib, then you have been called. You have been called to this ministry. It's a ministry. Glitz and glamour. I don't know who said that. I don't know why they said that. I don't know where that came from. However, I am a first-time first lady. Some people may think that, I grew up in the ministry. I was a PK or something like that. No, my husband and I are first generation. So our church started in our living room, September 10th, 2000. And we have been going strong for the Lord ever since. So the churches or the denominations that I was exposed to in my younger years before I got saved and before I went into ministry, they did not have first ladies in them. So becoming a first lady did not come with a manual, did not come with a book. And as a first lady, it is a front line ministry.
Wow. So when you married your husband, was he already a pastor? You guys started it together?
We started it together. We were doing a Bible study at a college. The Lord opened the door. We had recently got saved. The Lord moved in us quickly. We got, we met each other August 31st, 95. We were married August 31st, 96, baptized together September
Mm,
1st, 1996. Between 96 and 2000, we were licensed, ordained, and in ministry. Um, One day, my husband came home. The Lord had given him the name of the church, the colors, the priorities, the goals, the vision, mission, everything. And he
mm.
came in the house from work telling me what the Lord said. And so that's how we got the name of our church and everything. Was the Lord gave it to him while my husband was at work one day. And
So
then
initially, when he got all of this, downloaded to him from the Lord, did you get some downloads as well?
I actually told him about a year before I prophesied to him that he was going to be a pastor. And
Mm.
he thought, no way, why would God do that? Why would God use me like that? Yes, that's what happened. And then a couple of weeks after he came home, there was a young lady that had been going to the Bible study that we were conducting on Thursday nights at this college. And she said, the Lord told me that this is my church. I looked at my husband and he looked at me, and I said, go ahead and tell them what God gave you. And so that's how we started. So, being a pastor that is first generation, a first lady that's first generation, we had to rely on the Holy Spirit for everything, for all of our guidance.
Wow. So the Lord spoke to you first, sounds like, and then gave him more details later on.
Yes.
So did your marriage change at all once you guys went deeper into ministry?
Um, I wouldn't say our marriage changed because, like I said, God did a quick work in us completely. We went from being unsaved and in 4 years in ministry. So
Mhm.
I can't say that our marriage changed. We have grown together. We are still together. So we have grown together. We just celebrated 26 years of marriage, 27 years together. So marriage has its ups and downs. It has peaks and valleys, but marriage is a ministry. And so when we got married, we said that we're not going to allow anything to put us under, even us. So
Mm.
divorce is not an option. We
Even
need to
you, huh?
work, right, even me, because
Wow.
the irreconcilable differences, that could be me, that could be
Mm.
him, so we're not working towards divorce, we're working towards staying married, staying in this for life.
So when you talked about, both of you started off unsaved, then you got saved, and it seems like your paths were kind of walking together. Was there ever a time where it was kind of like, you know, or kind of going in different directions? You had to like really work to bring it back together again?
Not as far as the ministry, not as far as marriage. No, we never. I've never not served the Lord once I got saved. He has never not served the Lord once he got saved. Now,
Hmm.
do we have differences of opinions? Yeah, every married couple
That's
does.
normal. Yeah.
We have differences of opinions. We'll disagree. We might argue, but usually our arguments are not because of something I did or he did. It might be an outside source. Usually that's how we get into an argument. It's somebody else or something else. But we have never strayed away from the Lord. Um, I guess the thing about being a Christian that did not grow up um, in church per se, I just only kind of went to church during those holidays, Mother's Day, Christmas, Easter. My husband went to Catholic school. You have to, um, do the rituals of Catholicism. Um, we were around Christians, but as far as really being surrendered unto the Lord and getting saved, that happened after we met. And I felt like God put us on a fast track. We came into this without preconceived notions, without a blueprint. We just were led by the Spirit of God.
Okay, wow. So then within the church and being pastors and having, the congregation, and you have your husband, and I'm sure yourself, and you just as a woman, as a human, is there any advice that you would give for other women kind of coming into the fold, or that may see themselves as possibly marrying a pastor, or even being pastors themselves, like with their husbands?
I think the thing that I gave to I have a cousin that became a first lady, and she was young as well. She was in her 20s when she became a first lady. She didn't know who to go to. And I had that same problem. I searched out first ladies to help me. What should I do? Should I be over the women's ministry? Should what should I do? Should I teach the children? There are some stereotypes or preconceived thoughts of what a first lady should do in the church. And
Yeah.
one of those things is being over the women's ministry.
Hmm.
But what if that's not what God called you to? You know, I I can sing, but I'm not a singer. I can't.
Sang. Right.
I can't do it like that. But, I've been a member on the choir. I've led praise and worship, because when you start a ministry from scratch, you've got to I've cleaned the toilets.
Yeah.
I've picked out the
Everything.
carpet. We've painted. We've taken the popcorn off the roof. I mean,
Hmm.
I've been outside with the wheelbarrow and dirt and spreading the dirt out. So I've done numerous tasks as a first lady and as a lady that is standing next side to her husband. So I would say to first ladies, you've got to be willing to do this call, to actually walk in the call, make your call and election sure, because you don't know what you might do or might have to do for the sake of the ministry. So your whole heart has to be in it. Your whole
Mm.
heart has to be in it. You have to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your spirit, because you will be tested.
Mm.
You
That
will be
part.
tested. You will be tested. But guess what? Think it not strange the fiery trials that come to try us. Trials come to every Christian. They come
Hmm.
to every Christian. So even though you are in the midst of your own trial, you still need to pray and help others in the midst of their trials. You need to
Mm.
still pray and help your husband in the midst of his trial. You got to pray and help your children in the midst of their trials. So, as a first lady, there's probably nothing that you may not encounter. There might be not anything that you um, can't say, oh, no, I ain't doing that. It's about God's business.
Mm.
It's about God.
So I talked to Dr. Shirley Clark a little bit, and I know you guys know each other, but you mentioned that early on you really didn't have anyone that you knew that could kind of guide you and kind of tell you what you're in for. Have you found other ladies, other first ladies that kind of have helped you along the way, or just kind of given you tidbits here and there?
When I pursued other first ladies to help me in my process of transitioning and growing, I found that I ended up helping them.
Mm.
more than I was really receiving the help that I needed until I found the First Lady Conference that Dr. Lois Evans um, had. She had that ministry for 12 years. That I'm speaking of Pastor Tony Evans' wife, late wife. Um, she developed this amazing ministry called the First Ladies Conference. And it was for pastors' wives. And it grew from a very small group. I believe we got up to over 1,000 women all over the world, from all over the world. And that last year, um, before it closed down and everything ceased, um, that was the time when I was really able to link arm in arm with other first ladies. And we were able to cry on each other's shoulders. We were able to break the silence in a safe space, in privacy, because as a first lady, you do not want to embarrass the church, embarrass your husband, um, tell the secrets that may be going on, the issues. Um, you need to remain silent. This is a silent ministry. It
Wow,
just
a
is.
silent ministry.
Mm.
That's amazing. And even hearing that makes me reflect on what you just said as far as praying. You know, the power of prayer and praying when you're coming into it, praying through it, praying for yourself, your husband, your kids, the congregation, the people that you encounter. But the power of prayer and the power of, like you said, the silent ministry, that's something definitely to be noted. And I think that, you know, we see that in that a lot of times, unless you are also a speaker or a pastor yourself, a lot of first ladies are silent, but knowing that there is, even in that, a silent ministry going on. There is a lot of, you know, motion under the stillness that we may not see. So for you, have you have you done other things outside of your first lady position?
Oh, yes. I'm still a full time employee. I'm an accountant.
Mm.
I am a 6-time Amazon best-selling author. I'm a
Oh
speaker.
my.
I'm a mom to an amazing son who is a miracle child because I had 5 fibroids during my pregnancy, in which at the age of 27, doctors told me I could not get pregnant and I needed to have a hysterectomy. So for me to have a child is a miracle. What else do I do? I train. I'm a coach, um,
Yes.
and I'm a Bible study teacher. Um, I encourage women. I inspire people to write. I do ghostwriting.
Oh
As
my.
well as I have an anthology coming out before the end of this year called Made to Lead Millions Mandate. So, right now, I am working with those authors to inspire them to put their purpose in the pages of a book so that it will help other people get to their purpose. I'm also,
Wow. That's really, that's amazing. That's like so many things right here. So that brings up a question though. So how in the world, Coach Krystal Henry, how in the world do you balance all of this?
it's by the grace of God. Again, through prayer, because I'm also a podcaster and a TV show host. So I just allow God to give me the grace for everything that He has placed in my hands. And I remember being probably the second year in ministry as a first lady. And I remember several members came to me and said, "Oh, you are doing too much. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do this." And I said, well, God has given me
Mm,
the vision and He's given me the power. And so I need to do what God called me to do. So that I just move in the grace and at God's speed.
I love that. So like whatever God is telling you to do, You are very well able to do it. You are. That doesn't mean everyone else could do everything that you're doing. But since God told you to do it, He's already empowered you to do it. I love that.
Absolutely. It's about being obedient to the Spirit. And just because I started it doesn't mean that that will be something I will do for the rest of my life. He may give me something else to do, next year, next month. So I just have to be obedient and move at the speed and at the vision with the visions that God has given me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That whole thing of just always seeking him, seeking his voice, seeking his face, seeking his direction, because from day to day, from season to season, the instructions may not always be the same. How what you are to do, it may not always be the same, or how you're to tackle different things. So that to me that says just always stay close to him so that
Yeah,
you can get the correct instruction for whatever you're doing.
absolutely. And then even when God is silent, because there's times when God is silent. And
Mm,
so you still need to do what he said when he stopped talking.
wow, that's really good. Yeah. So let me just ask you this big question. Big. So with all the preachers' wives, how do you expect for it to help pastors, and then also, of course, other pastors' wives?
I have a room on Clubhouse that I do call Campaign Comeback. And it's about coming back from church hurt and from
Mm,
work hurt. That's the two areas where I've had a lot of hurt in, and had to overcome oppression, suppression, being muzzled in ministry, being muzzled as a Black woman. So, how can I say, when we when we as women, and I love it because I think of the woman king, sometimes we get our strength is taken as being too much, or like I've heard in the church so often, usurping authority over a man.
mm,
And and I would say, um, when you are dealing with hurt and opposition, God gives us the ability to read His Word and live according to what He has taught us. And so that's about conducting yourself in the character that would bless the Lord. So what would I say to a first lady? What can I get from all the preachers' wives? What can I get from this project is sisterhood. What can I get is being able to help another sister that may not have someone that has is as candid as I am, because I will help anybody. I will help anyone. And so I think it would be just a way to reach more pastors' wives whose voices need to be heard, whose hands need to be held, whose tears need to be dried.
mm.
I feel like it is going to be a movement.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That's why I'm so excited. I'm so excited because when you said that and you talked about the muzzle, I just got this whole visual of just like, it's like being muzzled, and then the power that comes out when you are unmuzzled. And then I see that power word back behind you. on your, is that
Yes.
your vision board? Is that a vision board?
No, actually, that's a suitcase.
It's a suitcase. Oh my gosh. So
It's a
you
suitcase. That
toting
is,
around with some power. Okay, but
yes.
that's awesome. That's awesome. But I
A
see that
friend made
word back
me,
there.
yes, a friend made this for me.
I love that.
And it it was for my 50th birthday. And this is
Beautiful. I choose life. Yeah.
and this also represents me triumphing over cancer.
Wow.
I'm a breast cancer survivor. The picture right here, next to me, that's my sister and I. My sister died in 2014. She died of a heart attack in her sleep, and it was very suddenly. So,
Mm.
this is my inspiration. So, I have it in my room where I write and where I pray. This is just my inspiration space. So, one of my
Mm.
friends made that for me, and she took all the pictures that stood out to her off of Facebook and did a decoupage of a
I
suitcase.
love that. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking in my mind, I should do that. That's like such a personal, powerful gift to
Yes,
someone.
yes, yes.
So, thank you so much, Coach Krystal. This has been a wonderful interview. I have learned so much already without even hearing all of the story, which will be in All the Preacher's Wives. But, ladies, we still need you. We have a few slots left for All the Preacher's Wives anthology, and we would love to have your story. Thank you so much, Krystal.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. I cannot wait for this amazing time that we're going to have together and to meet all the amazing ladies. And I just encourage you, if you're a first lady, take that muzzle off and join us.
Absolutely. All right. Bye for now. We'll have more interviews coming up.
Hey guys, this is Tonisha Fanchon with All the Preacher's Wives. We need you. 20 ladies with 20 stories. It's going to be so epic, this book, to help other ladies that are coming into the ministry, that are going to be marrying into the ministry. They need you. We need your stories. Contact me at allthepreacherswives.com or hit me on the ground at All the Preacher's Wives. DM me. We need you ladies. Let's go.